Assalamu alaikum fam, hope you're doing well. So let's continue our reading of the Quran. As you know, I finished this whole Quran during Ramadan 2021, but we're going in order here on the channel. I've already finished several Qurans before this one, but let's record this as we go. Okay, we were in Surah 4 An-Nisa, Ayat 93. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. But whoever kills a believer intentionally, his recompense is hell, wherein he will abide eternally, and Allah has become angry with him, and has cursed him, and has prepared for him a great punishment. O you who have believed, when you go forth to fight in the cause of Allah, investigate, and do not say to one who gives you a greeting of peace, you are not a believer, aspiring for the goods of worldly life. For with Allah are many acquisitions. You yourselves were like that before. Then Allah conferred His favor, i.e. guidance, upon you. So investigate. Indeed, Allah is ever with what you do acquainted. Not equal are those believers remaining at home, other than the disabled, and the mujahideen, who strive and fight in the cause of Allah with their wealth and their lives. Allah has preferred the mujahideen through their wealth and their lives over those who remain behind by degrees, and to all, i.e. both, Allah has promised the best reward. But Allah has preferred the mujahideen over those who remain behind with a great reward. Degrees of high position from Him and forgiveness and mercy, and Allah is ever forgiving and merciful. Indeed, those whom the angels take in death while wronging themselves, the angels will say, in what condition were you? They will say, we were oppressed in the land. They, the angels, will say, was not the earth of Allah spacious enough for you to emigrate therein? For those their refuge is hell, and evil is it as a destination. Except for the oppressed among men, women, and children, who cannot devise a plan, nor are they directed to a way. For those it is expected that Allah will pardon them, and Allah is ever pardoning and forgiving. And whoever emigrates for the cause of Allah will find on the earth many alternative locations and abundance. And whoever leaves his home as an emigrant to Allah and His Messenger, and then death overtakes him, his reward has already become incumbent upon Allah, and Allah is ever forgiving and merciful. And when you travel throughout the land, there is no blame upon you for shortening the prayer, especially if you fear that those who disbelieve may disrupt or attack you. Indeed, disbelievers are ever to you a clear enemy. And when you, i.e. the commander of an army, are among them, and lead them in prayer, let a group of them stand in prayer with you, and let them carry their arms. And when they have prostrated, let them be in a position behind you, and have the other group come forward which has not yet prayed, and let them pray with you, taking precaution and carrying their arms. Those who disbelieve wish that you would neglect your weapons and your baggage, so they could come down upon you in one single attack. But there is no blame upon you if you are troubled by rain or are ill for putting down your arms, but take precaution. Indeed, Allah has prepared for the disbelievers a humiliating punishment. And when you have completed the prayer, remember Allah standing, sitting, or lying on your sides. But when you become secure, re-establish regular prayer. Indeed, prayer has been decreed upon the believers, a decree of specified times. And do not weaken in pursuit of the enemy, If you should be suffering, so are they suffering as you are suffering. But you expect from Allah that which they expect not, and Allah is ever knowing and wise. Indeed, we have revealed to you, O Muhammad, the book in truth, so you may judge between the people by that which Allah has shown you, and do not be for the deceitful an advocate. And seek forgiveness from Allah. And seek forgiveness of Allah. Indeed, Allah is ever forgiving and merciful. And do not argue on behalf of those who deceive themselves. Indeed, Allah loves not one who is habitually sinful deceiver. They conceal their evil intentions and deeds from the people, but they cannot conceal them from Allah, and He is with them in His knowledge when they spend the night in such as He does not accept of speech, and ever is Allah of what they do encompassing. Here you are, those who argue on their behalf in this worldly life, but who will argue with Allah for them on the day of resurrection? Or who will then be their representative? And whoever does a wrong or wrongs himself, but then seeks forgiveness of Allah, will find Allah forgiving and merciful. And whoever earns, i.e. commits a sin, only earns it against himself, and Allah is ever knowing and wise. But whoever earns an offense or a sin, and then blames it on an innocent person, has taken upon himself a slanderer and manifest sin. And if it was not for the favor of Allah upon you, O Muhammad, and His mercy, a group of them would have determined to mislead you, but they do not mislead except themselves, and they will not harm you at all. And Allah has revealed to you the book and wisdom, and has taught you that which you did not know, and ever has the favor of Allah upon you been great. No good is there in much of their private conversation, except for those who enjoin charity, or that which is right, or conciliation between people. And whoever does that seeking means to the approval of Allah, then we are going to give him a great reward. And whoever opposes the messenger after guidance has become clear to him, and follows other than the way of the believers, we will give him what he has taken, and drive him into hell, and evil it is as a destination. Indeed, Allah does not forgive association with Him, but He forgives what is less than that, for whom He wills. And he who associates others with Allah has certainly gone far astray. They call upon instead of Him none but female deities, and they actually call upon none but a rebellious Satan, whom Allah has cursed, for He had said, I will surely take from among your servants a specific portion, and I will mislead them, and I will arouse in them sinful desires, and I will command them so they will slit the ears of cattle, and I will command them so they will change the creation of Allah. And whoever takes Satan as an ally instead of Allah has certainly sustained a clear loss. He, i.e. Satan, promises them and arouses desire in them, but Satan does not promise them except delusion. The refuge of those will be hell, and they will not find from it an escape. But the ones who believe and do righteous deeds, we will admit them to gardens beneath which rivers flow, wherein they will abide forever. It is the promise of Allah, which is truth, and who is more truthful than Allah in statement. It, i.e. paradise, is not obtained by your wishful thinking, nor by that of the people of the Scripture. Whoever does a wrong will be recompensed for it, and he will not find besides Allah a protector or a helper. And whoever does righteous deeds, whether male or female, while being a believer, those will enter paradise, and will not be wronged, even as much as the speck on a date seed. And who is better in religion than one who submits himself to Allah, while being a doer of good and follows the religion of Abraham, inclining towards truth? And Allah took Abraham as an intimate friend. And to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens, and whatever is on the earth, and ever is Allah of all things encompassing. And they request from you, O Muhammad, a legal ruling concerning women. Say, Allah gives you a ruling about them and about what has been recited to you in the book concerning the orphan girls to whom you do not give what is decreed for them, and yet you desire to marry them, and concerning the oppressed among children, and that you maintain for orphans their rights and justice, and whatever you do of good. Indeed, Allah is ever knowing of it. And if a woman fears from her husband contempt or evasion, there is no sin upon them if they make terms of settlement between them, and settlement is best, and present in human souls is stinginess. But if you do good and fear Allah, then indeed Allah is ever with what you do acquainted, and you will never be able to be equal in feeling between wives, even if you should strive to do so. So do not incline completely toward one and leave another hanging. And if you amend your affairs and fear Allah, then indeed Allah is ever forgiving and merciful. But if they separate by divorce, Allah will enrich each of them from His abundance, and ever is Allah encompassing and wise. And to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, and we have instructed those who were given the scriptures before you and yourselves to fear Allah. But if you disbelieve, then to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, and ever is Allah free of need and praiseworthy. And to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, and sufficient is Allah as disposer of affairs. If He wills, He can do away with you, O people, and bring others in your place, and ever is Allah competent to do that. Whoever desires the reward of this world, then with Allah is the reward of this world and the hereafter, and ever is Allah hearing and seeing. O you who have believed, be persistently standing firm in justice, witnesses for Allah, even if it be against yourselves or parents and relatives. Whether one is rich or poor, Allah is more worthy of both. So follow not personal inclination, lest you not be just. And if you distort your testimony or refuse to give it, then indeed Allah is ever with what you do acquainted.